Okay, let's see. Today's 25th, close to the last day of May, and all in all, really wasn't a bad day today. So we're talking about one of the things that was really fun is I actually first saw the Ideaprov podcast posted to Spotify. So that's fun. So now I have to find a way to check out like Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever else that, people are podcasts to see if it populates over there or if I have to host it, because this is off the Spotify, podcasters for Spotify. So I have to see if I need to host it on Anchor, download the podcast and upload it somewhere else. That way I can get to the other platforms. So that's something that I'm going to have to investigate over the next little bit. Still planning on going live for the first episode on Monday, June 1st. For some reason I like round days like that. So, I look back on 15 years and was like, hey, this is an amazing podcast. And I started exactly on June 1st, 2020, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I don't know why. It's just a weird thing that I have with numbers and dates. So, saw that on there. Also got after it on LinkedIn today. So I sent about 10 requests for co-creators today, which was good. I got a decent response most of the time. People... For those I think that I feel like I have notifications that are live on there, so they get notifications on their phone, they're more quick to respond. So I sent out 10 today and heard back from 3, maybe 4. Now, of course, this is, late in the day on a Friday, so I don't know how many people are checking it. So maybe come Monday morning, there might be a little bit more traction there. So pretty much just went into the people that liked the post in Ideaprov and said, hey, I saw that you liked my post. We've connected probably before in the past, but had a good relationship, thought that you had some really good ideas. Would you like to be a co-creator on the show? Time management or time commitment is extremely low, so we're talking anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour to record, plus a couple of emails going back and forth. So for most people, that's reasonable. Like, they're like, all right, I can spare an hour out of my day. So that's not horrible. And then they're also, and I kind of told them in there as well, they're also able to share, any initiatives that they're planning or, things that they're passionate about. So from somebody who's getting asked perspective, be like, hey, I gave up an hour of my time and I get to talk about something that I kind of want to talk about, that I'm passionate about, and then be on a podcast. All right, I think that's the general sentiment. So sending those out, so that kind of feels good. They're moving in the right direction. I do feel a little, I don't say overwhelmed, but there's just a lot of stuff that I want to get done, a lot of information that I want to absorb and do, and right now it's challenging to find the time, but I'm getting there. I still want to go after it, still want to do more things, so spend a decent amount of time getting after it. So that feels good that you finally find something, which this is all what it's about for me, is finding something that I can stick with and be happy with and press forward with, that can be a passion that you can turn into whatever you want to later on. So it's good. Also went live with, pushed it about 9 o'clock this morning. The recording of a couple of days ago when I had the aha moment to post the trailer so that way people could find it before the initial podcast was live. So another something that I'm gonna have to think about is considering I want to push the first episode on June 1, which is a Monday. When can I push the teaser, hey, find it email? I think that might be Sunday. I can set that up to do Sunday. With it already being late on a Friday, okay, I could set that up for Sunday. So that's something that I need to kind of go over and look at. But I still haven't got to the website or to do the jingle or to craft some more calendar posts, but getting after it, staying busy, so I'm good with it. Takeaways for today's working session, I think, was heavily that this kind of hustle is going to be normal, if not on the low end of the spectrum. This is probably the bare bones, but it's definitely something that you're going to have to, or that I'm going to have to really get after and get used to. But I think it'll be fun in the process, so it won't feel like that. But I'm going to have to carve out some more extra hours in the day, or find a way either to be more proficient. I know I have a timer, I think, coming or something like that, so I'm going to try and use I think it's called the Pomodoro effect. So you can look that up to try and see what, I think it's like 25 minutes of like concentrated stuff, and then 5-minute break, and then get back to another 25 minutes. So I'm thinking that might help for a little bit, but working on that hustle to kind of keep it going. I'm happy with myself reaching out from a perseverance standpoint to those 10 people to kind of get them to see if they want to be a part of the show. Typically for me, this has been a little challenging because I'm not one to really kind of put myself out there. I'm not one to ask for help and ask people to do other things. I kind of like to find a way to do it all by myself. But this is kind of forcing me out of my comfort zone to interact with people just on a regular basis, people that I might not be super comfortable with. So it's forcing me outside of my shell a little bit, which I'm kind of happy with. That's a little bit of its growth in a way that is uncomfortable, but at the same time not intimidating. So it's just a way to kind of push it out there and for me to do it. And I know I have to do it in order to be able to make this work, but it's not so alarming to where I get panic stricken. So I think I really created that well when I kind of designed this whole kind of podcast and series and ecosystem that I'm working on. So perseverance there, I'm happy with. The hustle, the normal, and then I think the aha moment today was kind of neat in the fact when I saw the post go out at about 9 a.m. this morning that portion of it, there's a little rush to it. It's like boom, like I for a second actually forgot that it was supposed to go out. And so I'm thinking when I finally am able to carve out some time to initiate the posts and get them in there in a consistent calendar on a basis, on a reoccurring schedule, I think it's going to be really helpful, because then it's just going to be like, I'm going to put the posts out there, and there's a part of me that kind of thinks that I'm just going to have millions of people that are all of a sudden going to listen and everybody's going to stream. I know that's not going to happen, but the fact that I'll be able to kind of streamline that portion of it, so that way I can focus on building the community on the back end. So anybody that's engaging, sharing, tweeting, commenting, all that kind of stuff on the back end is where I'll be able to spend my focus, which will really help, I think, the growth aspect of things a lot. So perseverance, the setup, and the hustle were my 3 big learnings today. So I've got a big day ahead to see if I can try and tackle some things tomorrow, hoping to carve out a couple of hours of uninterrupted time that I can really dive in. And I think we'll get a really productive day in anticipation for the launch on Monday. Cool. See ya.